We are headed to the best restaurant in New York City according to both the Infatuation and the New York Times, who have been beating out heavy hitters like 3 Michelin star Le Bourgogne and the current best restaurant in North America according to 50 Best, 2 Michelin starred Atomics. But despite the high praise, Michelin shocked everyone when they did not give it a star this year. So we are going to be finding out who is right. Today we're trying Tatiana. We had been trying to get a reservation for so long and then kind of gave up on it until about a month ago when we watched one of our favorite New York City food YouTubers, James Andrews, dine there as a walk-in. You should definitely check out his channel if you haven't already. We decided to do the same, but I checked the reservations when they dropped at noon the next day and was pretty shocked at how easy it was to get one on a Friday night, no less. So as long as you can plan this a month in advance, you shouldn't have a hard time getting in. Meanwhile, this is what the reservations look like for 4 Charles when they're released.
We arrived a few minutes before they opened and the line for walk-ins was long. They let everyone in right at 5 and our first impressions, this place is so much smaller than we expected. That said, they took a surprising amount of walk-ins right away. We went to the Polo Bar the next night and they don't let you so much as look at the restaurant without a reservation. So it's great that Tatiana seems very accommodating. And despite its size, the tables are reasonably spread out. The color scheme here is stunning, full of purples, black, and gold. The gold silverware and matte black plates really pop on the marble tables. The music is turned way up, similar to the more club-like restaurants like STK, but here it just works. The playlist fits the vibe so well, and we actually found it on Spotify if you want to check it out. We listened to it the whole way home. It's such an unexpectedly fun and vibrant atmosphere that set the tone for the rest of our experience.
Tatiana opened in November 2022 at Lincoln Center on the Upper West Side. The menu is considered to be Afro-Caribbean, but their website describes it as a tapestry of New York City-inspired cuisines woven together by Chef Kwame Onwuachi. Kwame grew up in the Bronx, but spent a few years living with his grandfather in Nigeria, where he fell in love with African cuisine. He enrolled in the Culinary Institute, where he was able to work at 3 Michelin-starred Per Se, and eventually got a job as a line cook at the former #1 restaurant in the world, 11 Madison Park. Tatiana is actually his 3rd restaurant after 2 somewhat successful ventures in DC. It's named after his sister, who cooked a lot for him as a kid while his mom was busy working, ironically as a chef, and the menu is an homage to his childhood memories of eating his way around the city. Lincoln Center was actually built on a neighborhood called San Juan Hill that was once the largest African American and Afro-Caribbean neighborhood in the city until its population was pushed out in the 1940s and 50s. It seems like Tatiana is as much of an homage to this neighborhood's history as it is to Kwame's personal experience. The menu has way too many amazing options to get in just one sitting. We have been dying to try the short rib pastrami suya since we first found out about the restaurant a few years ago. Getting to try and show you guys unexpected and unique dishes like this are exactly what get us so excited about dining out, and honestly, what really motivated us to start this channel in the first place. We also have to try the curried goat patties. We just had an excellent one in Toronto, so super curious how these will compare. And our plan was to try either the dumplings or the braised oxtails, but the special tonight was a dry aged truffle chopped cheese sandwich, and that sounded way too good to pass up. Our waitress recommended we go with the dumplings, but I made the regrettable decision not to listen and went with the sandwich. More on that later. The drink menu also has a few enticing choices as well, but these Boozy Jellies really caught our attention.
The Boozy Jellies come with 2 per order, but our waitress knew we were having a hard time deciding and brought us all 3. Prior to coming, we saw some reviews saying that the service was mediocre, but that was not our experience at all. Maybe we just got the best waitress there. She explained everything in so much detail and her energy was contagious. I seriously don't think we've giggled more at any restaurant. First up was the penicillin, which is probably the one we wouldn't have ordered, but I'm so glad that we could try it because it was easily my favorite. It had lemon, Johnny Walker Black, ginger, and honey, and I thought it was just the perfect combination of sweet and sour with a hint of spice from the ginger. I need to give penicillin cocktails another try because I loved this jelly.
If you know us, you know we love our agave spirits. Mezcal for me, tequila for Kristin. So these next two sounded right up our alley. Unsurprisingly, my favorite was the spicy mezcal passion fruit jelly, which has Rosaluna mezcal, orange, passion fruit, lime, and arbol chili. There is a lot of citrus, but the predominant flavor is the smokiness from the mezcal with a little kick from the chili. Excellent. I would have loved this as a cocktail too. Last up was the Under the Clouds, which had tequila, orange, mango, and lime. So basically a mango margarita, but this one was both of our least favorite. Not that it was bad, it just had the weakest flavor of the three. It's pretty much mango jello with a tinge of tequila. Also, just look at how beautiful these things are. I think they match the aesthetic and the vibe of this restaurant perfectly.
Everything at Tatiana comes as it's ready and everything comes quickly. First up, Curried goat patties. Not only do these come highly recommended, but we also had a phenomenal curried goat patty in Toronto and wanted to see how these compared, especially at 4 times the price. I mean, look at the flakiness of this pastry and they are certainly not skimping on the filling. We tried it on its own and just, wow, you could seriously not cook this any better. The curried goat is slow cooked in all these amazing spices, and the result is a rich, savory, and deep flavor with a subtle heat. It also comes with a green seasoning aioli and mango chutney. If you don't want spice, then the green aioli is definitely for you. It cooled it down and added a nice creaminess. The mango chutney was amazing as well. The sweetness of the chutney with the spice from the patty, so good. I loved how these complemented the patties in different ways, but were incredible all together as well.
The next thing to come was the truffle chopped cheese sandwich, which first impressions, $48 for this is insane. It's 40-day dry-aged prime ribeye, 3 types of cheeses, smoked mozzarella, taleggio, and American, freshly shaved truffle, truffle cream, pickled red onions, and shaved lettuce on a toasted house-made Kaiser roll. This truly had all of the ingredients to be the greatest sandwich in the world, and I don't know how to describe it other than bland. The texture is excellent. You get a crunch from the bun, the veggies, and some of the more well-done pieces of meat, while the truffle cream and all of those cheeses break up that texture with a nice creaminess. But the truffle overpowers the meat so much that you almost forget it's there. The fact that it's dry-aged prime ribeye makes it that much worse because that delicious dry-aged flavor is completely missing. This could have been a truffled grilled cheese and I would barely have noticed a difference. If this is something on the menu to stay, I'd probably lose the freshly shaved truffle and put twice the amount of meat. Our waitress really knew her stuff, and when I got excited about this, she seemed pretty hesitant to recommend it, and I 100% should have taken her advice. She said the oxtails and dumplings are 2 of the best things on the menu, so we'll have to go back to try those.
It was finally time for what has easily become Tatiana's signature dish, the short rib pastrami suya. If you thought the pastrami at Katz's was expensive, wait until you see this. It's boneless Wagyu short rib, which is brined in Jewish deli spices before marinating in Nigerian ones. Then braised for 5 days and comes with caraway cocoa bread, melted red cabbage, Suya spices, and homemade mustard. It's meant to be eaten all together as a little cider, but we wanted to try everything on its own first. Seriously incredible. Such a unique take on a quintessential New York dish. Those familiar Jewish delicatessen pastrami flavors are in there, plus a whole new complex savory heat from the suya.
Next, it was time to make our little sliders using the cocoa bread, cabbage, and mustard. This really takes it to another level. The bread is soft and warm and a little sweet on its own, but coupled with the sweet mustard and suya, it really gives the dish that perfect sweet and spicy combination. The mustard itself is sweet, not spicy, but you can make your sliders as spicy as you want by adding as much of that suya as you'd like. You get a crunch from that blackened peppery crust on the pastrami, the cabbage, and even the finishing salt they put on top of the bread. For as fantastic as this dish was, I would say neither of us could have finished it on our own. The dishes here are meant to be shared, but I actually think that this would be ideal for 2 to 4 people to split. We were very satisfied with our halves and probably couldn't have eaten much more.
Last but certainly not least, the Bodega Special. This has become another signature dish of the restaurant, but our waitress said the unanimous house favorite dessert is actually the golden rum cake. So once again, we'll just have to come back to try that. But this is probably the most fun dessert I have ever had. It comes with a homemade cosmic brownie and powdered sugar donut ice cream. Yes, these are not donuts at all, but apparently donut-shaped ice cream. The first version of this dessert was served with just a regular looking scoop of ice cream, and then they were able to turn it into one big donut, and then 2, and finally 3 small ones, exactly how Chef Kwame first envisioned it. The brownie itself was good, not too rich. The ice cream, like I said, this had us giggling like schoolgirls. It tastes exactly like Entenmann's powdered sugar donuts, and the consistency is unlike any ice cream I've ever had. They use the real thing in the mix to give it that flavor and also its unique texture that's so much more dense than normal ice cream.
I tried my hand at being the best chef in New York City and made my very own Bodega Special.
Very impressive.
It's a cosmic brownie and 3 Little Debbie's powdered sugar donuts. I tried to get the Entenmann's ones because I feel like that's just what is most nostalgic for me, but they didn't have any. So it was either these or expired Hostess ones.
I had the most ridiculous shopping cart today. Comment if you know what review is coming up based on the other food in the cart.
I also got this black plate at Home Goods, in case you were wondering. Just, you know, the things you do for YouTube, but
Looks just like Tatiana.
it does look just like
It's kind of crazy.
Honestly, the donuts like don't look that different. They just had more powdered sugar on top. This looks sad.
It
It looks sad and it looks dry and it looks not very good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That flavor is spot on. It tastes just like the ice cream.
Yeah, they nailed
Or should
it.
I say the ice cream
The ice cream
tastes
tastes like
this?
this. Yeah.
The consistency is even there because the ice cream is like a less dry, like more creamy donut.
Yeah.
So crazy.
You actually like kind of bite on that ice cream,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting. But I don't know, I like those. Those are pretty good.
Let's do the brownie.
Cosmic brownie. No. Not a fan. I remember these being so much better than this. Tastes like a dry, flavorless chemical fudge.
It's got a fudgy consistency, but at the same time, it doesn't taste chocolatey at all.
It really made me feel like I remember those and I remember them being so delicious. I wouldn't go out and get them after the fact because that one is just done so much better.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I like what they were going for.
Yeah. I'm glad we did this. This was fun.
What a fun and playful restaurant. That is some of the most unique food I have ever had. Truly one of a kind. The only thing I would say is I probably wouldn't get that chopped cheese again. It's not on the menu. It was the special for tonight, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, everything else we had was exceptional. If this isn't a Michelin star restaurant, then honestly, I have no idea what is. But let us know what you guys have thought of it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.